Hey everyone, Ian here again, and an interesting day with DJI launching their latest product, the new Smart Controller, which is a combined remote control and display to control various models of their drones with the controller and a super bright 5.5-inch display built into the remote control itself. I have to say, I was pretty taken by the super smooth advertising video on YouTube this afternoon and the impressive specs. A super bright 5.5-inch 1080 high definition display. The DJI state will be around twice as bright as conventional smartphone screens, even in direct sunlight. Near instant connection to your drone as soon as it's powered on. Wide operating temperature range right down at -20 degrees centigrade or about -5 degrees Fahrenheit. Built-in Wi-Fi, built-in Bluetooth for direct web connections, and a new Go Share app to allow you to easily transfer your pictures and videos to your phone or live stream to Facebook and Instagram, although no mention of YouTube at the moment. Also an HDMI output for direct 4K cable feed to an external ultra high definition display. And all of this with a 2.5 hour 5,000 milliamp hour battery that can recharge in just 2 hours. So all looks really impressive stuff, and to be honest, it does look an amazing little bit of kit. But there are a few points that caught my eye that I actually think will stop this taking off too quickly in the mainstream. First off, the price. Now, DJI are never shy of charging top whack for their products. And although they know they're the market leader in consumer drones and have a pretty good reputation for the functionality and build quality of most of their products, it's not stopped them charging an eye-watering $650 or £579, which to me is a hefty old price to pay. For those of you that haven't yet bought the Mavic 2 Pro, you do now have the option of choosing this controller instead of the standard controller, but that will add $400 or £430 to the standard price of the Mavic 2 Pro or the 2 Zoom, and that's a fair bit. Secondly, and perhaps the real killer, is the lack of support for non-OcuSync 2.0 drones. This means it will only work with the new Mavic 2 Pro or the Mavic 2 Zoom or the recent released Mavic Enterprise. Your original Mavic Pro, Mavic Air or your Spark will not be able to be controlled, nor will any of the Phantom range of drones be able to be controlled by this controller. For me, that is a real shame. Thirdly is the unit's native Android operating system. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm an Android boy myself, but I'm aware of just how quickly standalone non-phone Android units can get out of date. The remote will have its own version of Android and its own version of the DJI Go 4 app, both of which will need continual updating and support. And we update our phones every year or two, and that allows us to keep up to date with the latest version of Android or iOS operating system. But there is no guarantee that DJI will offer the same continuous level of support for the Smart Controller. And I would not be surprised in the long distance future, 2, 3, 4, 5 years time, that they finally stop supporting this unit, which without any additional Android updates would eventually make it redundant. As for the other functions, there's no denying that the super bright display is the single biggest draw here. But top-end smartphones do pretty well in sunshine already. The HDMI output is nice, but in practice, I doubt I would actually use that myself, although I can see how useful it would be for somebody who was doing a live presentation to an audience and wanted to show the drone's display live on a large screen. To me, it's a great looking unit with some impressive specs. And if I was only just buying my Mavic 2 drone, I might possibly be tempted to take the more expensive option. I fully get why this would be so useful to businesses and the emergency services who are going to be using the Mavic 2s or the Mavic Enterprise, as it will no longer need somebody's smartphone in order to actually control the drone. But if you're an average home user like me, I personally think you're basically paying a truckload of money for essentially a brighter, bigger and much heavier display. And that is the main reason why I can't see myself buying this. All the connectivity like the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth you already get on your smartphone. In fact, most of its functions can already be done by your phone. This is in a sense a controller with a built-in phone. But as most of us have our phones, why do we actually need it? Anyway, look, that's just my initial thoughts. Be very interested to hear yours. As ever, just drop a comment below. And until next time, have fun and happy flying, everyone.